Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. I know it has been a long time since I've made a video, but that's because it's been winter and we all know that fishing is just absolutely garbage when it's winter time. I have gone out a couple times in the deadbeat of the winter and I have caught a couple steelhead. It's just really cold to bring you guys along with me. It's kind of annoying swapping batteries out and making sure I'm rolling when I can barely feel my fingers and my toes are numb. So I decided to make a video today just to kind of show you guys what I do in the springtime, just to kind of get myself ready for that spring fishing season, so I get all the maintenance and terminal tackle, like preparing and stuff, out of the way so I can just make the most out of my fishing season. So let's get right into this. Also, I have a brand new reel I'm excited for you guys to check out with me, so let's get right into this, guys. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to talk to you about, as you all know, this is my bread and butter right here. You all know that this is my go-to tackle bag. I have everything in this bag that I will ever need on a fishing trip. I keep it stocked with everything that goes with jerk baits, crankbaits, plastics, jigs, terminal tackle, just everything is in this bag. So I like to fish efficiently and I like to have it to be convenient. You know, I don't like to carry a tackle box with me. I just throw my backpack on, grab 1 or 2 rods, and I'm good to go. So let's start right at this first pocket here. So we can see I've got 4 plano boxes here, and then this is mostly like for my hard baits and everything that goes with that. So we're gonna get right into this first box here. And I've tested all of this equipment out, guys. Everything that I have in my tackle box I know catches fish. So on this one here, I just have a couple hard baits. I've got a little whopper plopper, or a jitterbug, live target bluegill, which is really good when the bluegill are spawning on the beds. A little topwater spook there. I have a little red crawfish looking crankbait that is really effective in the springtime. I have a square bill crankbait for cold weather, and I have little gobies and riveted swim baits there for the smallmouth. We'll get into the next box here. And this is a jig box that I keep. I keep a bunch of finesse jigs in here with me. As you all know, I love to throw finesse jigs. I've got some football jigs in there as well. I've got everything. I've got all the colors that I would ever need. I've got my black and blues. I've got PB&J, green pumpkin watermelon flake. And then I've got some chatterbaits thrown in there as well. My next box here is my jerk bait box and spy bait box. So I keep a couple jerk baits here. This hot pink and yellow jerk bait works really well for smallmouth. I seem to do very good with that color, that bright color. So I like to always at least have one of those jerk baits with me. I've got some fluorescent little clear jerk baits here that also work very good for bass, any bass, largemouth or smallmouth. Got another one here that works really well. It's got the little feather tail. Sometimes that little feather makes all the difference. And in the springtime too, I like to run a red treble hook on the front, just to give it that bleeding action, and that makes a huge difference, believe it or not. Here's another very similar jerkbait. As you can tell, this one's a little bit more beat up from the fish I've caught with it. And I've got some little spy baits here that work really well for when you're covering beds and there's bass protecting their fry and stuff. This little spy bait will swim right under the water column and will grab those fish's attention. I've got another little bait ball here. Once again, very effective in the springtime. So all these baits, guys, are all baits you could throw right in the beginning of the year when the fish start to get hungry. You'll just absolutely slaughter them. Then right here is kind of my miscellaneous box. We got some spooks in there, some more crankbaits, more crankbaits, and a couple map spinners in the back. And this one's just kind of more of my miscellaneous box where I'll keep some different baits. So like if I decide to go sucker fishing or doing some other kind of fishing, I have some crappie jigs in there and stuff as well. So That pretty much does it with the first part of my tackle bag. So let's put this stuff away real quick. All right, so now let's get into this side pocket here. Look at all this goodness. I keep all of my plastics on both of my side pockets here. Just any soft plastics that I know I will need. I have creature baits, worms, robo worms. So right here I've got some leftover robo worms from last season. I've got some Kytex ready to go whenever I need to throw swim baits. I've got little curly tails for finicky bass when they want a smaller presentation. Those are good for crappie as well. Got some swim baits here. Once again, these are all pretty much directed to springtime fishing, because that's the first kind of fishing I'm going to be doing. Got some leftover rage tails, some tubes, some little hack attack creature baits there, some brush hogs, and some black and blue lizards. Then we'll go over to the other side. And once again, got even more baits. Oh, they're falling out here. So you know me, I love throwing yum dingers. I've got a bunch of yum dingers in here. I got green pumpkin, white, got red ones. I've got some Biospawn. These are enhanced with Biosense, so these work very well too. I got some more thieves, little crawl things. I got a bunch of worms, different worms, and I've got more lizards. And if I don't want any of these guys, I have plenty other stuff here on the wall to choose from. I keep all my jigs in stock, all my favorite jigs, my favorite crankbaits. I have all kinds of stuff here. My Kytex, more chunks for my trailers and jigs, some extra jerk baits, more rage tails. There's a lot of rage tails, some tungsten bullet weights, and I'll keep all of my extra line just ready to go in case I do need it. So that pretty much does it with the bottom section of my fishing bag, guys. So let me put this stuff away and we'll go to the top section. So we're good to go. Okay, so now we're just gonna get into this front pocket here. This is kind of just miscellaneous stuff again in case my little brother wants to go fishing, take the girlfriend out, she wants to do some pan fishing. Got little crappie bites and a bunch of bobbers there. So this bag is very versatile, guys. Got my nail clippers, and yes, I do work here. Keep some extra line. Always got to have extra line, whether you need leader line, you get a rat's nest, you just never know. And then I've got some other finesse line. I got some Invisex with me and some Super 21 and 6-pound test. Whenever those fish are being really finicky, that stuff is invisible pretty much. They cannot see it. So now we're going to get into this top section. We've got a bunch of just terminal tackle and hooks up here. So let me grab this stuff out. And the top part's empty now. So let's kind of walk through this. So this is my Jig Head box. I like to tie a lot of marabou jigs. I'll tie little feathers on these, and I'll throw these in the springtime for smallmouth, suckers, just pretty much anything in the river in the springtime. Super cheap and very effective. So this is how I buy them. I just buy the little jig heads, and then I'll tie some feathers on the back, and then you have a marabou jig. So I just get them in different colors, different eye colors. Like I said, I have different colors on here too on my wall, just in case they happen to be biting green or black, whatever the case may be, I'm ready for it. This kind of just miscellaneous box again, little crappie jigs, rooster tails, Nothing special with that box. Here I kind of just like to keep extra EWG hooks. So just worm hooks and crawl hooks, just any creature bait that I want to rig soft plastics. I've got some red hooks here, 3/0. Got them in 4/0. I've got some more little 3/0 hooks there, some treble hooks for my jerk baits. So once again, pretty much just an extra storage box there in case I ever happen to run out of hooks. Now here is, these last two boxes are more of my daily use boxes where I'll keep most of my main stuff. So as you can see, I have some swim bait hooks there that are not weighted. I have some drop shot hooks. I have my weighted swim bait hooks. I've got some trocars, which are the 5/0 trocars. I've got regular lead bullet weights. Got my tungsten lead bullet weights, again a little bit heavier, and then my heavy tungsten weights. Right here I've got some shaky heads. These work really well with a green pumpkin robo worm. You throw that in the springtime and you're gonna get a lot of good success, and just some robo worm hooks. And then on my last box here, just keep some tube hooks, some more poppers, and then some more jig head hooks and underspin hooks as well, guys. So seems pretty simple. Doesn't seem like a lot of stuff, but this is really all you need to just be a complete versatile angler. And then the special surprise for you guys was this amazing Concept Z. I just picked up this reel today and I am super excited to fish with this in the springtime. I was able to spool it up today, and I went outside in the blistering cold and got some casts in, and let me tell you, this thing is amazing. The tension spool clicks, the drag system clicks, everything just feels so solid on this reel. And with it having 22 pounds of drag, I know I'm just going to be able to smoke some fish on this thing. I got it in the 7:3 gear ratio, so I did have to wait a little bit longer than most people to get it because they came out the 6:3 first, and I just didn't want that. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I apologize once again for the lack of videos. I'm not a big winter guy, and I'm not going to be filming out in the cold just to try to get a video up for you guys. I want to get some good quality videos, and I know I'll be able to do that in the spring for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the springtime. I'll see you then. I have a trip to Florida in about a month, so hopefully we can catch some peacocks or some nice Florida bass down there. So once again, guys, thanks for watching.